New Joe Biden, extended edition Crazy Town. This is almost none of the same footage. G, fire it up. Here we go. The wait is over. Roll it.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm running for, in this case, running for President of the United States. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other person. I just spoke at Dartmouth on health care at the medical school, or not, I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but people from the medical school were at the, I want to be clear, I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus. Watch what happened when those kids from Parkland came up to see me when I was vice president. They went into the, and some of you covered it. In Guatemala, El Salvador, and to go in and say, in Honduras, and say, look. Huh?
I mean, if he misspeaks one word, they don't.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment. It means I'm not sophisticated. And there's an area where there's an important difference between this, and there's an important difference between the candidates. I'm running. What? The country wasn't built by Wall Street bankers, CEOs, and hedge fund managers. I just say to them, watch me. Just watch. I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation. The president asked me to head up a cancer moonshot. Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it so much. And by the way, it costs a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years. The price for whatever the drug costs are. 330 or 303 or 330. Wait. You got it. Got it back there. To say that LGBTQT people have no civil rights. And immediately changed the law in the state of Delaware protecting transgender people. I took on Putin in terms of Iraq. In terms of what was going on in Ukraine. My long friend, time friend, and she's a friend. She's been my friend in and out of public life. I've been many qualified people. I'm the best qualified person for this job. And the reason is not just to help people who have or in fact are and like to get Alzheimer's. Now, if in fact you are in a position, what was the case? You worked for Jim. Cut in half the number uninsured of the Asian American Pacific Islander community. Cut in half. And the demagogues around the world. But if Donald Trump is reelected, so people are figuring out there's not a damn thing we can do that we set our mind to that we can't get done. Avoid having an excuse to walk by the dealer and say, no, I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom. We need to work again with Canada and Mexico as neighbors, not as adversaries. Saks or Benettons or Nike or whatever in the market, in their places where the malls. Donald Trump does pose an excellent threat to this. It's not hypothetical. I ran what they call the moonshot, dealing with cancer. And something after that set up the Biden Cancer Initiative. And here's the point. The conservative columnist. So have a mechanism to control drug prices. It's not what we're no longer using chemical-based things, but all this thing we're dealing with cancers and other issues related to the immune system are bio-oriented. And by the way, the idea that NATO, but we lead by the example of our power, not just the power.
Look at the guy.
Not just the example of our power, but the example. We're out there, and it's what we say. You don't have here in Miami, in Florida. You don't have it here, and that is, if you keep an audience where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other guy. Give me a look, though, okay? Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID. There are probably anywhere from 10 to 15% of the people out there that are just not very good people. Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up. Chuck, let me see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank you very, very much. I tell you what, stand up for Chuck. My mother believed and my father believed that if I wanted to be president of the United States, I could be vice president. John's last minute economic plan does nothing to tackle the number one job facing the middle class. And it happens to be, as Barack says, a three-letter word, jobs. J-O-B-S, jobs. Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor. Or Dr. Pepper. And thank you, Chancellor. A man who will be the next president of the United States, Barack America. But the Taoiseach knows a lot about it. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive. Is your dad fact. God bless her soul. I got to get this straight. We have a whole group of lawyers who are going out to every voter registration physician in the states, the secretaries of state. I don't want you to have to stand all along, but it's
God,
by
get
the way,
away,
you gave
kid.
me permission to touch him. All right? The case where we cannot let this. We've never allowed any crisis from the Civil War straight through to the pandemic of 17, all the way around 16. We have never let our democracy take second fiddle. We can both have a democracy and elections and at the same time correct the public health. But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did. But I'm looking forward to this, man. You walk behind me in a debate. Come here, man. Senator John, I mean, but I mean, it's not about, I know. I'm proud to be president of the United States, but I am prouder to be. We can do that. We did that. We've been through this before with the coronavirus. We've been through this before. We've been through this before with dealing with the viruses that the N1H15.
It says instead of guaranteed health care, you will get a voucher.
And Neil Smith won't butt money. Are you here, Neil?
And if that voucher isn't worth enough to buy the insurance that's available
Joe, wake
in
up.
the open marketplace,
Wake up, Joe.
tough luck.
Now is the time to heed the timeless advice from Teddy Roosevelt. Speak softly and carry a big stick. End of quote. I promise you, the president has a big stick. I promise you.
Oh, boy. There you go.
Now that's a closer right there.
That's a closer right there.
Oh, boy. God bless you.
How about, have you ever had anyone who told you that it's going to take $1 trillion billion?
It's a real number. I never thought it was a real number. A million billion. Awesome.